Pathfinder Society character. This is the introduction, and on this we will be going to how to get the core rulebook as well as some other additional material to help build your character. This will cover only the core rules. So first, we need to go to either one of two things. We need to either buy the core rulebook online. The core rulebook can be bought in any of numerous places. A hardcover version of the book is available for $49.99 or cheaper. I've seen it go down to, say, about $32, somewhere in that price range. Or we can go to the company that produces it, the Piazzo, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I could be completely wrong on that. Their name is Paizo.com, and I will take you here. And here you can also buy the electronic version, which is a lot cheaper, $9.99. But let's take a look real quick. So first off, this is where we go when we type the Paizo.com. In particular, we're looking for the Pathfinder Society. If we go there, there's an option over this way. It's called Player Resources. And here there is some good things to look at free downloads. And in free downloads, you can select the character and inventory sheets, which you can then download and fill out via, say, pencil or pen. Pencil would be preferable. And we can go with that. Plus, if we scroll down just a little further, there are some additional materials that would be awesome to download as well. And these are totally free, and they say add to carts. If we scroll over a little bit, there's an add to cart button. Now, if we add the cart, up the top of the page, there is a sign in option. You can go in there and create an account, and then from there you can select add the item to your account. Now we're only going to be working a little bit right now on just some of these freebies. The first one, that's an awesome deal to download, Guide to Pathfinder Society Organized Play. Very helpful. It's totally free. Two more down from there, there's the Beginner Box Pathfinder Society Character Creation Guide. Again, totally free. Now these are strictly PDFs, so you can add both of those to your cart once you create the login. Then one of the other things we can do is, if we go over to the left-hand side, there is the Pathfinder role-playing game. We can click on that, and we scroll down. Now, when we get down there, we're going to go to, looks like about the third option down, and it could vary depending on what you click on. It just really depends on where it is when you pull it up. But on a particular option here, the third option, it says Pathfinder Role-Playing Game Core Rulebook, OGL. Now the OGL stands for Open Game License. And all the Open Game License is saying is that Pathfinder has gotten the rights, or Piazzo has gotten the rights to create this Pathfinder game from the creators of the D20 rule system, which is Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast creates Dungeons and Dragons. Now, this game Pathfinder is based off of that. It uses a lot of the same character classes, the same rolling of the dice, and things like that as well. Now, you would want to look at this third option down here, Pathfinder Role-Playing Game Core Rulebook. Now, when we look at it, off to the right-hand side, it says add hardcover, $49.99. That's the cover price, or add PDF, $9.99. So, my suggestion is, if you're not sure and you just really want to kind of get an idea, either A, go to one of your local gaming stores and peruse the book. and just kind of see what it's about. Or for $9.99, go ahead and add the PDF, and it will get you your credit card information and everything else once you go back and check out. So you just click on the Add PDF, and put it in your little basket, and you get the whole rule book, not just a portion of it, but the whole thing in PDF format. So even I would not recommend sharing this PDF because it will have your email address all over it at the very bottom of each and every page. So if your PDF ends up on the internet, it's going to have your email address on there, and everyone's going to know who to look to say, well, how did this happen? But that is the book that you are going to want to help you out. And again, multiple sources of where you can get this. I would highly recommend going to your local gaming store. They tend to be cheaper. Not necessarily. You can always call around, and you can find them on the internet if you go to like the Google Maps or anything like that and type in role-playing games or type in games. Sometimes you can just find them around you. Or there's always other options such as Amazon or whoever. So, but you're going to need the Pathfinder role-playing game core rule book in order to run the game, period, or even play the game. So the rest of these books are all helpful to help you build up your adventures and games. There's things like bestiaries and GM screens and game mastery guide and advanced guides and things like that, and all those add to the game. If you're going to game master the game or dungeon master the game, depending on what terminology you feel comfortable with using, it's the same thing. I would highly recommend getting the Game Master GM screen. It has all sorts of wonderful information. You don't want the PDF. You could get it, but I would highly recommend getting a physical copy of it, a print edition of it. It's going to cost you $14.99. The print edition is going to have, the outside is nothing but a beautiful cover artwork for the players to see. The inside, facing the Dungeon Master, Game Master, is going to have all these wonderful tables for you to reference. So, very, very helpful. I would also highly recommend getting things such as the Game Mastery Guide for anybody who's going to actually run the games. And it wouldn't hurt to get, say, the first bestiary, Pathfinder role-playing game bestiary. There are several of them there. You can always download more. Each one contains different monsters, gives you all the stats and everything else. There's also all sorts of other additional guides, also magic, combat. These are all things that are going to expand upon your gaming experience. Do you have to get all these to start? No, you don't. The only thing you're going to really truthfully need right off the bat to start, for anybody to start, is you're going to need the core rule book. The Dungeon Master can work off of that. The players can work off of that. But for a Dungeon Master or Game Master, I would highly recommend getting a screen. So it's a little extra there, a little money for the Game Master. And also the Game Mastery Guide would not be a bad option either for you. So unfortunately, anytime you do tabletop role-playing games, any versions of them out there whatsoever, the Game Master is always the one who's going to spend the most money on this. So if you really love your Game Master or the person who's going to do it, everyone just chip in a little money if you've got a table of people who want to play it. And just say, hey, do you know what? We'll help chip in just a couple bucks here and there for you, and that way you've got something. And I mean, in case people are short on money, I know not everybody has oodles of money sitting in their bank account, and this can kind of help you out as if you already have a group of people who would love to try this to begin with. So, and you always have the option of going with the PDF version of it. It makes it a lot cheaper. It's what I did as well, just to say, you know what, I'm just going to grab some of these and run off of these, and I have it on my laptop. Lots of people put them on their tablets. They work wonderful on tablets as well as your laptop. So, and another thing I would recommend, dice. So with dice, pick them up at your local gaming store. Pick them up online. I've heard lots of people say they're dirt cheap online. So either way, I always recommend people support your local gaming stores. This is where everybody kind of goes to pick up their gaming supplies. If you don't support them, if you're not there buying things from them, they're not going to be around. And then everything's going to go online, and then nobody's going to have a place to kind of play it in a public area. Most gaming stores will have public tables for you to play card games, board games, role-playing games, whatever. Just check them out and find out. Dice don't tend to run very much money. I want to say they're probably like you probably get them $6 for a pack of 6 dice, or seven. Actually, I think they give them 7 dice now. In that dice pack, you normally get a 20-sided dice, 12-sided dice. You normally get 2 10-sided dice. One that has double digits and one that has single digits. Those are called percentile dice when you use them both together. That gives you a score of anywhere between 1 to 100. The double digit giving you your tens, and your single digit dice giving you your ones category. Then you also have a 6-sider and a 4-sider, and an 8-sided dice as well. And all of these are used in this system. So don't skimp out on saying, oh, maybe I'll only get a 6-sided dice or something like that. No, you want to get all the dice. And usually they sell them in groups of 6 or 7, sometimes more. And you're going to find you're going to at least want one package of them. And pick something you enjoy. There's so many different types out there, and colors and patterns and varieties. It takes a little bit to invest into this. For new players, you got to get the core rule book. You can share with a friend if it's a physical copy, and then you got to get a set of dice. So make sure you get a pad of paper and a pencil. You can always print out the character sheets, and I'm going to just show you a quick copy of the character sheet. This is the free one that you can download right here. This is what you get. And it's very nicely laid out, very clean cut. It's only 2 pages. You can print it out. I would recommend taking one of these, and I normally get a sheet protector. And I'll put it in a sheet protector, and even maybe put it in a folder. You don't have to put it in a folder, but a sheet protector, put it in the folder, keeps it nice and neat. Get yourself a nice water erasable marker to write all over the outside. Normally I do that with when you're in combat, so you can mark things off. I was in combat, and all of a sudden now I have less life to me, so I need to mark it down. Or using up your spells or things like that. So, but there's an example of the character sheet that you get when you download that. And again, that one's free. So explore this site a little bit. There's a lot of cool freebies you can get to help your experience out. So I'm going to continue on with this discussion. That's going to be broken up into different sections all throughout as I go through the core rule book to help you create a Pathfinder Society character. Now, the rules I tell you will also apply to regular Pathfinder, and I'll hint on or talk about some of those rules as well. But the focus of it's going to be Pathfinder Society, which is a game that you can play anywhere across the United States. You just got to get it coordinated and organized with the local representative. And this website here will help you find out who those local reps are that you can talk to. And they can help point you in the right direction, maybe of a local game. So you don't have to jump straight in not knowing anything. You can always find a group of experienced players who would be more than happy to have a new person and join the game with them. So, alrighty, and that's the end of my introduction to this.